Hello?
Huh?
Hello?
Huh?
Anyone home?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I got
Are
scared.
we on the internet?
Oh, I hope not. Oof.
Oh, we're
Looking like this,
okay.
dude? Fuck. I hope not.
Yeah, what the fuck is that, huh?
I don't know, dude. I was just like, would 3 fit?
I mean, it did, but should it?
I don't know, dude. Maybe I'll do an Assassin's Creed Valhalla playthrough or some shit, and it'll
What's
all be
that
justified.
thing people say? Like, you were focusing so much on the fact
And if you
could,
but you didn't think about whether you or not you should. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's,
Hey guys,
it's that Jurassic Park, right?
I'm not sure. Ooh, nice.
I'll cut that out later.
Good one. Edit in post, bro. Hey, it's Friday.
Don't,
Welcome to Plastic Podcast, everybody.
Hey guys, don't look at my beard.
It's your boy, Freddie Mercury.
I'm Brian May.
There you go. Didn't even fucking discuss this, dude. We're just kind of winging it, bro. We're so quirky like that.
Oh,
it's
we're
insane.
so quirky, dude.
We're so quirky,
fucking
XD.
so weird and quirky. We're
everybody?
not like other girls.
No, we're not.
No, this one's not even hanging in there, dude. I'll be real. It's so.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I want to figure out how to braid it. I'll be real.
No idea. I can't
There's
help you,
way
Chief.
more in this one than there is in this one. I don't know if you can really tell. Oh god, I don't know if you can really tell.
As long as you
at a
don't
glance.
like touch it, you'll be fine. Oh, that's
Yeah,
triggering me though. That
but
they're
that's
like not even
impossible.
heights. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Just.
I know.
Oh boy.
The reason being, it's getting hard to get everything into one. Like,
So why not start with 2? Why immediately go 3?
because I didn't have 2 big ones to hand.
Uh-huh.
I only had 1 big one, and I had like 3 small ones, and I was like, well, this will work. I couldn't do 2 small ones. These are tiny in comparison.
Gotcha.
So like, no, I'm gonna fix this. Don't worry. Don't worry. Dude. Like this one was really bothering me because it's gonna like I'll gesticulate and it'll just fly off or something partway through.
Just leave it like that, bro. Bet.
Yeah, this is a look right here.
All right. While Duke's fixing his facial hair. Power, courage, wisdom. What is that?
Zelda.
Is that Zelda? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's the Triforce.
I think in this case, less is more. Me too, Nugman, honestly.
You know what? I think you guys are just jealous. Don't hate me because you ain't me, alright?
Okay, I mean, fair, I guess. Welcome to Past the Podcast, guys. We've had a fucking banger of a week, not gonna lie, in my case, and I think Duke would agree because of a couple things. But
yeah, banger.
I guess while you fix your beard, I'll start off with my week, I guess.
Sure,
maybe?
dude.
Okay, there you go.
I can do this in... Actually, I really suck at multitasking.
Yeah, there you go. So my week, obviously, March is a big one for us Level Select boys because we're doing a charity fundraiser. And let me tell you, my week has just purely been dedicated to that while writing some D&D on the side. Like, we kicked off Monday as our spring charity select, our first big charity fundraiser, where we hope to do potentially 2 of these a year is kind of the plan. It's like kind of like a every other season kind of thing. A lot of work and preparation went into the project, and we kicked it off, and currently 5 days in are sitting at £1,753 raised for special effects, which is unreal. Our initial goal for the month, like when we were talking about it, was like, yeah, we'll start the goal at 500, and if we can get to like a K, it'd be great.
Yeah, I think like 500 was very not like 500 was easy. Like we knew 500 would be easy, right? Yeah. But like we would set the goal at 500 with the idea that like 1,000 was a stretch goal, right, for the month. Yeah.
Little did we know.
Yeah.
We smashed 1,000 on the first day.
Yeah. That.
Partially thanks to old ThatDutchGeek being a fucking mad cunt.
Yeah.
But so we're 5 days in. All my streams so far have been in dedication to the charity stuff. I'll be streaming every day this month, where I normally do like 5 days a week because I really want to just be live as much as possible for the charity fundraiser. So yeah, 5 days in, 1753 on the fucking counter. we had like 1,000 that first day, and then steadily, like over the past like 4 days, around £200 a day, just steadily getting donated to the fucking charity. And
yeah,
it's
I didn't even
nuts.
think of it that way. We've only been going for 5 days.
Yeah, we have like 26 days to go after this. It's fucking unreal.
And we all we were all in agreement when we were getting together beforehand to like sort of talk through how this is gonna go, what it's gonna look like. Like we were all like, first week will be good, maybe the last few days will be good, but in the middle it'll be a lull. So we're prepared for that. But just to see how it's gone so far is already pretty inspiring. Yeah, it just goes to show what it showed. I went on like a bit of a tangent a couple days ago on Twitter because I'm like genuinely, dude, I'm proud. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This is a community we've built 3 years ago, and we got together, and the idea always was not be a follow bullshit community, garner a community of genuine people that want to do the same thing. And we've always had charity streaming as a big thing that we wanted to do with Level Select.
And we hadn't managed it yet.
But now 3 years going, we've garnered a big enough community where we felt comfortable to like start doing these charity projects, and to see how this is our first endeavor and it's just being smashed out of the park so far is nutty, and is something that none of us saw coming, and we are all very proud, very excited because like we said, March has only just begun. Like, what the fuck else is this month gonna bring?
We've only just begun.
We have a lot of cool like streams planned, a lot of like big group sessions. I know Saturday we're doing Laura's birthday thing where we're gonna play Among Us, and whatever. The week after we're all getting together and getting drunk playing Overwatch. Me and Duke have some co-op stuff planned. Like tonight we're playing some Mortal Kombat. We're gonna bash the shit out of each other after the podcast, which is gonna be fun. And dude, I am very proud to be a part of this community, and to see all of the gamers just get together and do something good instead of being, shitty basement dwellers like we all are at heart. Show the world that even those shitty basement dwellers can do some good once in a while. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Using our powers of shitty basement dwellers for good, right? We might just be shitty basement dwellers, but shitty basement dwellers are not as shitty as you might think, you know? Like the 1,000 in the first day was fucking unprecedented. Like,
yeah, that's nuts.
Ridiculous. And like, yes, old ThatDutchGeek dropped a fucking £500 donation. But
you want to know something funny, by the way?
We still raised another 500 outside of that, which is just phenomenal.
Want to know something funny, by the way? On the Tiltify page for special effects, there's like leaderboards, right, of teams and individuals.
Yeah.
And it is so cool to see Level Select in that leaderboard. Like we're top 12 teams to raise money for special effects.
We're climbing.
We're currently sitting at 11th with 1753.69. Nice. And 10th place is only £40 away, 1791.
Yeah, we'll be top 10 by the end of the month.
Yeah. Obviously, we're not going to go for number one because that's Yoxcast with like 134,000. But, like top 10, dude, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, and good. Like, this is the first charity streaming that I've ever done. I don't know. Charity streaming is obviously an incredible it's a noble cause, right? And finding the right charity is obviously incredibly important, which is why it was really nice that we very quickly found common ground to be like, yo, we can all we're all agreed special effects is a great choice for us to support as a community. But like even a week into this one, I feel like you can tell that this is my first rodeo, like especially when you look at some of the incentives and stuff like that. Like I feel like way behind, but at the end of the day, we're all still that doesn't matter. Like that's not that's not important. We're all still doing the same thing. But I am trying to figure shit out. I got one good incentive so far.
Yes, dude.
Which although is probably mostly only applicable.
It's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke.
Funny, but it's funny. You know,
but it is funny, and I think it is a good incentive. That's the thing, right? Is that although Level Select is like one big thing, we all have our own
communities.
Yeah,
exactly.
Our own biomes, our own microcosms or whatever.
Your incentive is one that your microbiome will really enjoy.
They are gonna love, right? Straight up, like.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's important, and also kind of a big advantage in that, you know, the diversity of our communities means that, and I pointed this out the other day. Whenever there's someone from Level Select streaming a charity stream, there's going to be 3 or 4 potentially at any given time, and they could all be doing completely different things. We're not all going to be doing the same streams day in, day out of like the same shit. And it's nice to collaborate for the stuff where we come together, but it's just as nice to be able to do your own thing and still contribute to the bigger picture, which is just amazing. I think we did a really good job. I think it was a great approach.
We did our the opening stream was like a big golf collaboration thing, which was fun, a lot of fun.
I mean, even then, at the same time, we had Profane did a fucking 13-hour randomizer, right?
Yep.
Or was that day one? No, that was day 2. After. But Daft and Profane did the Multi-Worlds Zelda, right? And then, you know, old Shadow Geek's been doing a Nuzlocke, Natty's doing Demon Souls. Like, although there is some big group stuff, there's always going to be a variety of things going on at any given time. And that was a smart thing. I think that's a really good idea.
Absolutely. Because like, it's the way Level Select's always worked. Like, a lot of different people. That's
the way that Level Select works.
Shit.
Yeah.
And you kind of just pick and choose whatever the fuck you want to watch.
And we, you know, there are...
For instance, I wish I could watch Natty because he's playing Demon Souls. And,
but you don't want spoilers.
But I don't want to watch him play Demon Souls because I haven't played it yet. And it's going to be a while because fuck getting a PS5 right now because money and availability. But but then, you know, there's Laura doing Apex or whatever the fuck she's doing. There's Profane doing Zelda and Metroid stuff. There's old Shadow Geek doing his Pokemon. There's a lot to choose from, and it's fun. There's always, like, even though you can't watch them all, I love that the overlays that we have, courtesy of Daft, all like links everything together. And if we're all live at the same time, no matter what stream gets donated to, we all get the alert. Every donation, like, total amount gets updated automatically. It's such a fucking good system,
and that, like,
it's great.
Kind of that kind of really, like, it ties it all together in the best way, because although we're all different, we are all part of this one community, and that's kind of like that, the whole aspect of having the overlays that are integrated and sort of tied together. All of the streams have that in common for the charity stuff, and that's like it's really special. And Profane said like they wanted to go for a sort of GDQ style approach, and they nailed it. Yeah, absolutely. And like, and you really can watch. There'll be pretty much something for everyone. D&D to Pokemon to Apex to, like, whatever, I don't even know, Mortal Kombat, like, whatever.
Exactly. There's
like
something
every
for everybody.
facet, there really is something for everyone.
I because this month I'm not sticking to my normal schedule because I'm playing all kinds of shit. I put, like, you can do that now with the schedule tool on Twitch. Yeah. I have, like, set up events that just last one day. So I've been today, I think up to like the 18th, I've just made events for every day what I'm gonna be doing. So, like, Monday I'm gonna play The Medium, that, like, spooky game thing. I'm gonna check that out.
Nice, because it's on Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, the Tuesday is an Apex event, the Caustic Town Takeover, and all that shit.
Tuesday?
Gonna check that out. Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll have to hop on that.
Rip water treatment, bro.
You said that, and I was hoping you would, like, show me what happened, but there was no follow-up, and I was just like, I'm going back to sleep.
I mean, yeah, but I can link you the YouTube video. You're not going to watch it anyway.
I was curious. I would have watched that.
There's a YouTube video on the Apex YouTube where it's now called Caustic Treatment, and there's, like, a button you can push that just fills the fucking room with acid and gas, and it's a Caustic's Funhouse, dude.
You might have been right when we landed it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, true. Those tankers. And I was like, was it always here?
Because there were buttons on, and you're like, dude, there are these buttons, can't interact with them or anything. And I was like, nah, dude, I'm sure that's part of the environment. No, because usually when there's a button,
it's something unlocks later on.
Yeah, but there's like something comes up, right? I think. Yeah, like it'll be like, oh, you can push this button from this date or whatever, right? That's what happened with the gravity lifts.
Yeah, not initially though. The gravity lifts have been there since the beginning. Like, because I remember the first day the season dropped before Horizon season.
Yeah.
I was like, we were at Fragment West at construction. I was like, there's a button here, and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. And you were like, oh, is this to do with the like the
and we were like, are they demolition charges? Are they going to blow it up? Down? Yeah. Turned out to be grav lifts that unlocked like halfway through the season. So like, that's what I like about Apex. They are really on point with like their teasers and stuff, and like leaving the people kind of guess and like.
I mean, like I guess I hadn't played in longer, so maybe it didn't stand out to me. But yeah, you notice those fucking tanks. You're like, yeah, these like containment tanks or some shit. Definitely, probably full of poison, and yeah, I guess that's gonna be part of this event. So yeah, that'll be cool. Dude, I love Apex so much.
It's fun. Like it's fun. It's a fun game to just kind of like, even if you take a break from, to get back into for a little bit and just fucking shoot your gun.
So it's such
a, compared to other BRs, I feel like Apex is just so easy to just slide back into. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because we have a lot of experience with the game, so it's really easy for us to kind of like take a season off and come back.
That's for sure.
True. No sound effects during podcast either. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. And like before we got to Apex, we were talking about charity and stuff. But
yes, of course, yeah.
It goes to show that there's a lot of variety. Like one day I'll be playing Apex, the next day I'll be playing WoW, Castle Nathir Mythic. Like there's a lot of variety on this channel this month, but there's a lot of variety throughout all of Level Select. There's people playing a bunch of different shit, and just to see the community, even though we're all doing different things, come together for a cause like this and fucking smashing it.
Yeah.
Blowing expectations out the water is nutty. It's fucking nutty. Like this fucking because of this, Monday the 15th we'll start the Hard to Gold randomizer Nuzlocke with Coach Koiba.
Okay, so do you want to announce the that certain little thing, or is that going to stay under wraps, that with the Dungeons and Dragons stuff that you told me about? Or is that are we gonna wait to announce that shit, or have you already
wait, what shit? Hold on.
You're gonna be doing the special effect one shot.
Oh yeah. We hit I think it was 1,000.
I think so. Yeah.
Our £1,000 incentive was writing a Dungeons and Dragons one shot in celebration of this charity campaign, and in like kind of like with themes that kind of represent special effect.
I do have some ideas, by the way. If you
me too. I've already done some brainstorming, and I tweeted about it, and I think her name is Becky Frost, if I'm not mistaken.
What a name!
And she is an event coordinator at Special Effect, and she has a big hand in the Game Blast event, which I do every year, where a bunch of gamers come together, raise money for Special Effect, which is typically in February every year. And she tweeted, and she was like, yeah, yo, I play D&D. And I slid in her DMs, and I was like, yeah, because she initially offered, like, hey, do you want, like, resources for your charity stuff? And I was like, we already got that covered. We were in touch with some Special Effect representatives. And then she was like, yo, but you looking for players, dude? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that would be fucking amazing. Obviously.
I'm writing a 7-player one-shot. It will be the entire Dungeon Select cast, and then someone who works at Special Effect will take part as well, which is super fucking exciting. No pressure, by the way.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be in a while probably. You've got a lot of writing and stuff to do.
Next month. Probably. Like it'll be like after the campaign's over, to right? Like a celebration. Like
so, are we gonna be using our campaign 1 characters, or are we gonna be making new characters? It's gonna be a whole new.
Everyone makes new characters. Okay. It's everyone's gonna be level 3. I've decided. It's just a very like easy, just like level 3. Yeah. I mean, if you want to give your campaign 2 character a test run,
absolutely not.
You know?
No way.
No, you want to keep that for campaign 2?
Yeah, I'm saving it. Maybe I'll give the fighter a go for real.
Yeah, maybe.
Instead,
it's gonna be level 3. I have some ideas, which we'll not talk about too much, but it's gonna be fun. There will be, however, one D&D thing for charity. It's gonna be the Doom Eternal one shot, which will be not next week, but probably the week after. I'm thinking. Once we find a date that works for everybody, it's gonna be the Doom Eternal one shot that they also ran on Critical Role.
I'm glad that I didn't watch it through now. I'm glad that I didn't watch the whole thing, because I literally watched the intros, and then I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. watch this later, and then I never did. So
good.
I am mad that they had a Mancubus character for a 5th player, but that's fine.
It's all good. It is what it is. But that's gonna be a lot of fun. There's so much happening on this channel in particular.
Yeah.
This month, like, it's such a big variety of
because I run this by you already.
Yeah.
Should we do these D&D streams on the Dungeon Select channel?
Yes, we will.
Right. Okay.
We will.
Follow the Dungeon Select channel, guys.
Yeah, follow Dungeon Select, because that's where the Doom Eternal one-shot will happen. That's where the special effect one-shot will happen. So give that a follow for sure. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And to wrap this tangent/rant off, is just I'm very proud of what we've done so far, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Smile. How's your week been, Sir Duke 30?
My week's been good. I am someone who struggles incredibly with anticipatory anxiety. I feel like I've talked about this before, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably have.
When there's anything of import on the horizon, it can become quite overwhelming. And like when we had the charity stream or the charity month was like one thing that I was like, that's fine, it's running for a whole month and I can just do bits here and there that I'll probably do some charity streams and some just regular streams, etc. But my birthday stream, dude, like, I can't think past, like, when I'm planning something on one day, I cannot think past it at all. And it's like, it was the same for like Christmas and shit like that. It's like when I was excited for my birthday, obviously, and Wednesday was great, but I spent like all of Wednesday, I spent like the days before being like, oh, I should figure something out for my birthday stream. And then I didn't. And then Wednesday I was chilling, and then it got to like 2 a.m. on Wednesday and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. But like planning stuff, like I suck at planning stuff when I've got like one big thing on the way. So it's like I don't know what I'm doing in the weeks beyond. And then when it's over, so like today, like birthday stream is done. It was a subathon, basically just was a 12-hour stream right off the bat. It was fucking awesome. And I'm obviously insanely grateful for everybody in my community. It was just, it was crazy. It was a lot of fun, and we got to interact with people more than usual, and played Apex with Pickle Dick and Jerome and Lima and like people who I don't usually like interact with that much other than in chat, right? And so that was really cool. And obviously we played Jackbox, and that was fucking awesome and a really fun time.
Dude,
and like
rap battle, dude.
That rap battle was fire. Seriously. Fucking Damon against Koiba. That was a rap battle for the ages.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always this immense feeling of relief, like once it's done. With anything like that, like with anything that I've planned. No matter how awesome it is, it's like, oh, thank God it's behind me and I can just move on now. And I can just go back to doing what I do.
I can relate in some capacity.
Yeah.
I don't really have like anticipatory anxiety per se. Like I'm very good at like when it comes to my stream planning shit out. I was like, okay, this is gonna like right now, like I've already got the next like 2 weeks of charity streams like planned out in my head. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna be doing. Yeah, and it's all good. The only time I get like anxious for something is when it's about the Dungeon Select. Dungeon Select for some reason, dude.
Yeah, you said this before, and like
when I like every time
I get it.
I'm done writing a session, I'm like, okay, this Sunday it's gonna be fine. And like the days before, I'll be fine. But Sunday itself, dude, like because it's in the evening, so I have like the entire day to kind of like wait in anticipation. I get like super nervous.
And like every time, that's like stage fright, right?
It's kind of like stage fright, where like we've been doing this for 2+ years, and every fucking session before I hit the go live button, I'm like, yeah, like it's it's crazy. Like
there's a lot of different takes on stage fright, and like two of the most common ones are like one side of people, they get used to it or they get over it, and then the other side is like, I fucking shit my pants every single time I'm about to go on stage, but like that's part of the reason I do this. you know?
Yeah.
Like, because if they didn't get that like rush of like adrenaline and like fear, it wouldn't be nearly as exciting. And like,
makes sense.
And that's yeah. I in that case, on a much smaller scale, like, just every stream is a little bit of like a for me. But it's not nearly like, I feel like it's not to the same level of Dungeon Select, purely because the expectation isn't to the same level as Dungeon Select, and like whether it's like, I know what people expect of me, and I just hope that I can do that. Whereas like in Dungeon Select, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know how the players are going to react. You don't know how it's going to play out, or what like choices are going to be made.
That's a big part of it. Is like, I can write something and be like super like excited, proud of like, oh, this is gonna be a banger. But it's always like, okay, I don't want to disappoint my 6 players. I don't want to disappoint the community that watches.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's because it's something that I make myself, and it all comes from my brain, and that's it. And it's like a passion project of mine. That fear of like disappointing people, that always gets me, man. Like every fucking week.
There's like, oh, and there's an intimacy with the players that you don't have when you're just streaming to an audience. That's like,
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna be right there with them. Do you ever worry that I feel like this is gonna be for every sort of DM who homebrews in general, but like you're gonna write something grand and we're just gonna bypass it, or like not pay attention to it. You know what I mean?
It's happened a couple times where I like had a lot of shit prepared that you guys just completely fucking ignored. It has happened. But like as a DM, what I can then just do is just like go into the documents, copy that, paste that somewhere else, and hope you'll run into it the second time around. You know,
that's true. Yeah.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah. Does that disappoint you, or is that fun for you?
Well, like when I'm writing stuff, I get excited because I'm like, oh, this is gonna be, because I'm like, I get a rush when I see you guys' reaction. You know what I mean? Like that's when that's where I get my fucking my dopamine from. So, for instance, Koiba, like Orcus was never, Orcus was never meant to be the big bad this campaign.
Yeah.
But because of I had shit prepared for like for Tiamat, because Raskiel was actually going to be Tiamat, but over the course of things happening and Koiba, mainly Koiba, suddenly getting very close with the Platinum Dragons and having this artifact that was a Tiamat necklace that would slowly like corrupt him and make him want to, do bad things. But because he got so close with the Platinum Dragons and not
Chromatus.
What's his name? Yeah, not vanilla D&D Platinum God, but his like younger brother. What's his name? I'm blanking. Bahamut.
I don't know. Oh,
right?
yeah, Bahamut, yeah.
But Chromatus, as a little homebrew twist, naturally he recognized the necklace, because what kind of dragon god would he be if he didn't?
Yeah.
And warned Nukul like, yo, listen, that's bad news, bro. So he got rid of it. And I was like, oh, fuck. That's just kind of how the campaign went, you know what I mean? And then I was like, okay, well, I've already thrown Orcus in there a little bit because of certain things. Like, not necessarily Orcus as the big bad, but Orcus, like, I've made it clear
he's
exists.
A pretty good evil god to have mixed in, whether it's just a random cult or something like that.
So I was able to, like, replace the stuff that I had prepared for Tiamat with Orcus. Instead of, but Orcus tricked the cult. They were never going to raise a dragon. They were going to resummon Orcus instead. You know what I mean? Like, right. That was quick, easy, like, oh, the cult got played too. Boom. Okay, story still works. But that was almost a case where I was like, fuck. I really have to redo some shit now. But other than that, when it's smaller scale stuff, I can just easily like, oh, they've never gone to this town where I had X, Y, and Z prepared. Fuck it, dude. Control C, Control V.
Yeah.
Now it's in that town. You know what I mean? And we'll see. So that's very easy.
But yeah, when I have any kind of event, it's very hard for me to like think past it and plan clearly. Or like if I have or do, those plans are like completely secondary in my mind and like won't really take much form until after it's over. I had the same thing at Christmas and New Year. Was like, I was excited for Christmas, and then as we got to like the day after Christmas, I was like, fuck, I just want this shit to be over so I could just go back to it, because I do really like the routine. Like, the stuff that keeps me grounded is like this every Friday, Dungeon Select every Sunday. Like, that's like your, like, okay, that's set things exactly.
in your schedule, so you know you can kind of,
and it's like
have a grasp on time.
Yeah, those are the two things that I work around, and that's that. And so like, being able to get back to that routine and like focusing on that shit is very important, I think.
I mean, that's kind of how I plan my weeks too, to be honest. I'll be like, okay, Friday's Past Assault, Sunday D&D, Wednesday is Mythic Raid.
Yeah, that tipped the scale for me a bit much, I think, by the end. Was like, raiding on a Wednesday meant 3 days in a week that I couldn't. It's almost like having those 2 days in a week, it's kind of like a weekend. I know they're not together and they're not related, but it's like, those are 2 days I know that I'm going to be okay, that I don't stream. I'm going to be okay. Like, you know, and we're still putting out content. So it's like, that's not necessarily a downside anyway. But yeah, like the WoW rating was like that definitely tipped the scale from like a comfortable rhythm to being like, this is a bit much.
Do you think he'll be back for 9.1 to check out the new raid and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah?
Maybe not into Heroic this time around, but yeah. Okay. I suppose it depends on the item level stuff, but yeah, I think I will.
I mean, 9.0.5 comes out in a week.
Yeah.
And they're bringing Valor points into the mix, where you can grind. I don't know how much N+ you've done before now. Like, I don't know how high your keys are. Like your
10s, 11s was about the size I got.
So you'll be able to, if you have the achievement for like having everything 10+ or whatever.
Didn't do everything 10+, no way.
Okay. But okay, I mean, even if you like, we can drag you through that pretty easy at this point in time. You can use Valor points, which you earn by doing dungeons, killing bosses, to upgrade Mythic Plus gear to like certain item levels.
Right.
So you can easily just like scale up your gear, like go. I think it's everything 10+ to upgrade your gear to 213.
Okay.
Item level, which is nice. I mean, I doubt the requirement for normal next tier is going to be higher than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't imagine either. Like,
you know, so you should be fine.
What I don't want to end up stepping on toes is the thing, because obviously now we've got we've got Brim, we've got Doughball.
Yeah, but me and Jake already talked about it, and he was like, do you think Mo will be back? And I was like, well, I don't know, but typically what happens between like content updates is guilds like organize and like, okay, take a look at our stock, because people are going to stop, people are going to come back, how can we make this fit? So when the time comes, when we know a release date for patch 9.1, we're just going to have a talk and be like, okay, listen, who do we got for next rating tier, and we'll just figure it out then.
Yeah, because like this next raid it's a big one. It's like, a big chunk of like what people wanted from Shadowlands, right? Like a lot of the fan service has been sort of parallel to the raid, because the raid, other than Kael'thas, which isn't the most exciting thing, right? I mean, he's a dick and we had to save him.
Yeah, it was cool though, but like, it's not Kel'Thuzad, you know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Who is gonna be
so?
Like,
yeah. So a lot of the big like fan service story stuff that Shadowlands sort of had to offer has not been so integrated with the raid. So we had, you know, the Morn Blade shit going on, and we had the Death Knight, whose name I can't remember for whatever reason. The fucking the Horseman,
Alexandros Mulgrain.
Yes, then we had like the Mulgrain family reunion. We had like Tyrande going into the fucking
just kind of disappearing. Smile.
Yeah, well, if you do the storyline for the spoiler alert, if you do the storyline for the Night Fate, you find her and you sort of you help deal with her shit. But yeah, so like, at Uther, obviously the whole Uther thing with the Kyrian, there's Thrall's mom, whatever.
I watched back that cinematic, by the way.
Draka.
I watched back the cinematic, the Kingsborn cinematic, one more time. And when Uther walks past Anduin and he like touches his wound or whatever, right? You can hear the Fall of the Lich King soundtrack for like a split second, and I was like, "That's a cool touch."
They always do shit like that.
Yeah, but like, it was basically like he could sense like, oh, you know what I mean? Like he felt like the Lich King powers that are in Anduin right now, and like he had like a Harry Potter moment where his scar was like, "Ugh," you know.
Have you seen
when Harry sees Voldemort?
Have you seen any of the like iceberg sort of videos or like whatever? So there's this format of like I wouldn't call it a meme, but like media. They're called icebergs, right? And it'll be like any like pop culture thing, and then the iceberg, and it's like not a cross section, but like a picture of an iceberg from
in the
side.
water. And there's like a small bit above the water and a bunch
and you can
under
see,
the water.
And it'll be like basically from top to bottom common knowledge to like very, very unknown hidden facts, right? So like a guy did, you know, an iceberg video about the lore in WoW, or like stuff in World of Warcraft, like Easter eggs and stuff. Some of that shit was wild. Like one of those things I told you about, if in Lordaeron, in like the keep, the ambient sounds like play what happened in Warcraft 3, like you whether it's the soundtrack or whether it's the actual sounds. And there's also like a blood stain on the floor from where like Arthas's dad's crown hit the ground or whatever when he killed him and all that shit. Like they love that shit. I feel like
I'm a sucker for that shit too.
Yeah,
bro.
they must have like a whole, at least like there must be like at least 2 guys dedicated to like where can we sneak in.
I think what also helps, I think, with how Blizzard manages to like call back to like older stuff pretty like consistently is they're way ahead with their writing. Yeah, exactly. They're over an expansion ahead in lore writing. So like right now we're in Shadowlands, but they're already done writing the lore for the next expansion. You know what I mean? Like
Bongo Lands. Bongo
Land. Yeah, exactly. Which helps because that makes it really easy to like tie stuff together. So like for instance, Maw decided to do bad things. That all started when the Burning Legion invaded in the Legion expansion, and that was also the start of when Sylvana started doing really bad shit, and when she became War Chief. And now thinking about that, okay, that makes sense because Shadowlands was 2 expansions after that, so they were already writing for Shadowlands at the time that Legion was out.
Yeah, it's such a weird.
It's pretty mental.
I mean,
like,
it
makes sense.
Obviously
now.
The system's got to work like that, right? Because you can't write parallel to development, and development takes an insanely long time.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Like obviously, but it is weird to consider that, like, yeah, the people making this game are like 3 years, 4 years, perhaps, sometimes ahead in the writing. Oh man, okay. Speaking of Blizzard, we talked about Heroes of the Storm last time. So Opti has set an incentive now that he's going to play Heroes of the Storm. I don't know why that's such a dramatic incentive, but he said it. And he was like, okay, I'm going to have to play Heroes of the Storm. Duke, you want to come along? And I was like, well, funnily enough, Opti Prime, after like 6 beers and shotgunning one, yeehaw, Soko was also like, yeah, I'll play. You want to teach me how to play Heroes of the Storm on stream or something? And I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's fucking do it. Opti says it's a horrible genre and a horrible game. Now,
oh boy,
I would say that you're wrong on both accounts. I think that
I'm inclined to agree though. Smile.
What, with Opti?
Yeah. Fuck MOBAs.
Have you played a MOBA?
I've played Heroes of the Storm.
And you loved it. You were like, I'm Muradin, dude, poggers. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's how I remember it too.
That's exactly how it went down. Hello?
Yeah, okay.
You had more fun with Heroes of the Storm than you did with Hyperscape, and you didn't write off the entire BR genre because you didn't enjoy Hyperscape.
No. But I still don't like MOBAs.
Okay. doesn't mean it's horrible.
Fuck,
means you don't like it.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay.
You know what I see, dude? I see here's the Storm 5 stack right here, boys. But given that I'm going to be teaching Opti and Soko, you know, you might as well come along, bro.
Maybe.
But yeah,
perhaps.
like,
I'll play nothing but fucking Pogger, bro. I'll play Hogger, just fucking
dude.
Smash.
Hogger's okay.
Tornado.
Okay. As a seasoned MOBA veteran, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the Storm.
Tasmanian dog.
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Tiger. I keep saying dog.
Yeah.
I said dog last time as well, huh?
Yeah. It's alliterative. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Like, that's so easy.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. Nice, dude.
But yeah, as a seasoned MOBA veteran,
mm-hmm.
like, HOTS, Heroes of the Storm is very, very, like, casual player friendly. It is very, very noob friendly. It doesn't have the worst community, all things considered. It's also very fun. I think that, like, there is much more of a feeling of fun in Heroes of the Storm compared to other MOBAs, instance, where the emphasis is on, like,
I'll give it that.
Gameplay.
Like,
it's got to be intense.
When I watch you play and stuff, like, it seems, and from a little bit I played myself, it does seem a lot less, like, toxic, quote unquote, compared to, like, League of Legends or Dota, where
I remember when I
think there's just less angry Russians on HOTS, I think,
there's, you know? Yeah. I would say that actually on Heroes of the Storm, Russians seem to be, like, a minority compared to Dota. I'm not saying I'm not saying that its community is amazing, but you haven't played Dota. Like
mm-hmm.
You haven't seen the worst of it. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. I do know what it is about, you know, MOBAs in general and other games that harbor toxic communities, and it's the reliance on teammates. Like, any game.
What also, like, plays the factor is the fact that games take long. So if you're
not in, like,
Heroes,
that's one of my biggest,
in
like,
MOBAs in general.
Yeah.
Like, I see you play Dota and you're, like, in a Dota game for, like, 45 minutes.
I've been in a Dota game for, like, 110 minutes.
So I can understand people get fucking toxic when they know 30 minutes in we're gonna lose and they have to be there for, like, another hour.
Well, that's the annoying thing, is that when you're not a dumbass, if you're fucking 10 minutes into a game and you've given up,
mm-hmm.
you're the fucking idiot. Because anything can happen. Like, I've seen fucking there are a couple really good Dota YouTubers. Mido Meepo is one, and Try Mike, for instance, is another.
Shout out to the man then.
And one of those guys put out a video of, like, there's a game, it's very one-sided. The one of the players on the winning team gets really, really cocky. He buys an item that drops on death. He goes and he kills Roshan, which is a boss in Dota, and then Roshan drops the Aegis the Immortal, so when you die you come back to life. But he denied the Aegis, he killed it. He, like, attacked it, destroyed it, right? So this guy had Divine Rapier, which is an item that drops when you die so the enemy can pick it up. And he had denied the Aegis, so he could not have the Aegis the Immortal. And he went to the enemy base, and he fucking died. And he dropped it, and the enemy team won. Nice. And it's like anything can happen in these games. What will kill your chances in a game is being the guy that like gives up and then ruins the morale and, like, ruins the entire attitude in the team. That's the thing. You're never trapped in a 45-minute game that's lost.
Mm-hmm.
At least from, like, the 10-minute mark. Like, obviously games could look bleak, and it's like, yeah, we're probably gonna lose this, but, you know, what did I learn? Like, that used to be, like, you really had to force that attitude in Dota, but, like, for Heroes of the Storm, to get back on track, why I think Heroes of the Storm is good, because I love Dota. I think it's one of the perfect esports. I don't think it's really fun a lot of the time. I think it's an amazing game, but I don't think it's really fun. Heroes of the Storm is so fun. You've got heroes like Cho'Gall, where two of you fucking play the hero, and you just have a good old time throwing bombs. Like that's where the innovation is in Heroes of the Storm. I think that like there's such a variety of complexity in the heroes. There's such a variety of play styles and stuff that like I really think there's someone for everyone to play. The only thing you got to worry about is learning core mechanics. And like, yeah, okay, if you're new to any game, you got to learn the core mechanics. And if you're not someone who's played strategy games or real-time strategy games or other MOBAs, they can be very strange to learn. And HOTS is no different, because HOTS has a lot of very unique mechanics compared to other MOBAs that are like very, very specific. Other League of Legends and Dota both, they have last hitting. You get gold from last hitting, so you have to learn to last hit. Like that's like one specific thing. But Heroes of the Storm, there's no last hitting, but you have shared XP. Like your whole team has shared XP, and if you group up too much, you're not going to get as much XP as the enemy team and stuff like that. So people will critique you for not soaking XP well, or like you know. So yeah, although I would say that out of a lot of video games, the MOBA genre in general doesn't lend itself to being noob friendly. I think Heroes of the Storm is the most noob friendly MOBA, 100%. I think it's a great game.
I mean, like, fuck it, dude. When you Opti and Sokar play, I'll join. And it looks like Koiba is down.
Yeah, Koiba put his name in the hat. That means we have we actually have a Heroes of the Storm 5 stack right there, boys.
We talked about Apex earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just got my hands on the patch
don't we?
for the event update, which is the 9th.
Yes, sir.
Apex also launches on Switch that day, so Pog you for those Switch players out there. Can't wait to find you in the game and kill the fuck out of you, because fuck playing Apex on the Switch, dude.
Fuck playing Apex at 30 FPS or whatever.
Caustic Town Takeover. Where water treatment once stood, the new caustic treatment was constructed to prevent the crash site fuel spill from reaching the ocean. Or was it? Caustic has set out an experiment that requires test subjects to drain the toxic liquid from the center of the facility. Doing this temporarily grants access to 4 gold loot items locked in the cages. Players must be quick, though, as greed can be deadly. So basically, to get epic loot, you have to walk through a pit of acid and hope to God that you don't die.
Does Caustic have any benefits there? I guess not, because I mean no one else did in their time.
But if you happen to notice that Mirage Voyage is missing, you can blame Caustic. The polluted fumes from caustic treatments really killed the vibe. So Mirage's ship set sail to take party elsewhere. So.
Oh, okay. Does that mean it's? Does that mean it's going to be in the news place?
No one spotted it yet, but that party boat tends to show up in an arena when you least expect it. So maybe it'll be in. Maybe it'll be in Olympus.
Yeah.
Next. I don't know.
God, I love that map. Oh. Fuck!
A new limited time game mode called Ring Fury. Follows the regular BR
you had after
rules.
All those beans.
True. Follows regular BR rules, but each round, one or more ring flares will appear on the map with the current ring. Ring flares are slowly expanding pockets of the ring within the arena. So, like, basically, besides just a ring closing it from outside, there'll be random pockets within that ring that also, like, expand outward, so just completely shrink. To like shrink the
play zone. Interesting.
The play zone even more. Those who get caught in the ring flare will take damage equal to the damage dealt by the current round's ring. You'll be giving a short warning on the map and minimap before the ring flare appears. Legends will call out if they are in direct danger, if there's one opening up nearby. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Heat shields during the Ring Fury escalation takeover. All players will start with a heat shield in their inventory on drop. Throw down your heat shield to avoid damage from ring flares, so you can like. Pop like a bubble down that will protect you from the ring flare.
Interesting.
So I guess the ring flare like swells up and then shrinks again. I guess that's the mechanic. And it's also added to the loot pool, so you can find them out in the wild as well if you use your one. That's pretty cool. Sounds interesting. There's a new thing as well. The heat shield doesn't take up your normal inventory slots. Instead, it resides in the brand new survival slot.
Okay.
Survival slot aims to eliminate the choice to normal loot and situational utilities like a mobile respawn, beacon, or a heat shield. So, mobile respawn beacons will also go in that slot, where it doesn't take a spot in your inventory. It's just like a separate thing.
I have mixed feelings about that, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will. It's just like they keep changing the inventory system, and I know like basically everyone is gonna have a mobile respawn beacon now at all times, you know.
However, unlike previous takeovers, Ring Fury is an escalation takeover, which means that every few days during the event, we're going to turn some knobs to crank up the prevalence, timing, and size of the ring flare. So the longer the event takes, the more like intense the event gets.
I mean, I can't wait to see it for myself, but it seems like they're just gonna appear. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like they're gonna expand. It seems like there's just gonna be like a zone that's just suddenly there, fucking you up.
Oh, you can now turn off fill teammates. You can basically, if you want to solo queue trios,
you can do solo squads now.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Solo duos. Yeah. It's obviously like a collection event, free prize track and all that shit. Very cool. It's a collection event, so that means that there's a new heirloom up for grabs. It's for Bangalore. It's like a Bowie knife. It's pretty cool.
Oh, pretty yeah, okay. We always like to sort of spitball who might be next and what it might be. Yeah, a Bowie knife for Bangalore is definitely a good choice.
It's a Bowie knife.
Yeah.
And we got some legend updates and weapon updates as well.
Oh, we won't go through all the fucking patch notes right now.
Dude, Caustic is getting nerfed heavy.
What? That's ironic.
Yeah, his gas grenade cooldown is increased by a whole minute.
What?
His gas damage is now a flat rate of 5 HP per tick instead of ramping up from 6 to 12 per tick.
Gee,
so that's a fat nerf.
That's huge, yeah. That's a fat nerf.
They removed low profile from Pathfinder because they felt like they couldn't justify having low profile on a hitbox that big, which I get. I get it.
Okay, I don't know. Like this fucking robot boy has been to hell and back to hell and back over and over and over.
Yeah, man.
To the point where like his grapple cooldown is like 2 blackboards worth of fucking mathematic equations.
Yeah.
His hitbox has been
another Gibraltar nerf. Pepe laugh.
Changed, enlarged, shrunk, embiggened, shrunk, low profile. Now he's not low profile. You remember when they made Revenant low profile and then they were like, oh, hold up. He's actually so fucking big, we'll just give him Fortified.
Yeah. Gibraltar got nerfed again.
Which is good. You need to.
His dome got nerfed, so like no more fast item usage in there.
Is that include revive?
Remove 15% faster heal items usage.
Okay, so you can still revive fast.
Yeah.
Horizon, it's so
Horizon
weird.
got nerfed a little bit.
People like, I always see tweets of like, I don't know, I like follow Apex Legends as a topic or whatever on Twitter. So I see tweets of people being angry at the game and like, Apex is just all abilities now and you don't need to know how to, and like one person
That's not true at all.
One person was talking about Gibraltar and I was like, do you not remember how useless Gibraltar, like no one picks Gibraltar ever. Like literally because he was just fat. He got no love, right?
Not true.
And like, I think they were talking about Gibraltar basically being like an annoying and bullshit from day one or some shit like that. And I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, no one played Gibraltar from day one because his hitbox was so fucking big. All the sweats played Wraith, Lifeline, Bangalore, right? And now they've balanced that shit. Suddenly, like, Gibraltar's OP. Gibraltar's OP. I'm saying it now.
I mean, that gun shield alone makes him fucking insane.
Yeah. Like, homie has 15% damage reduction and then, what, 50 more health. Fuck him.
They increased Horizon's ult cooldown by a minute.
That needed it. I was very shocked when I started playing Horizon to be how fast that shit comes up. Like, right after you drop in. And it's like your first fight, you're like, I've got it, dude. And you just suck two people
off. It's 2 minutes, but it's 3 minutes now.
Yeah.
So it got a 50%
I have a fucking blast playing that character, though. Like, she is fun. So much fun.
And Revenant's,
there's been, like, something about coming from Doom now. Playing Doom Eternal on Ultra Violence and, like, so much of that game
makes you a shooter man.
It did make me a shooter man, but I feel like my movement in Apex is so much better than it ever was. And then playing a character like Horizon, where she is so good at movement because of that, her passive, and you can just run circles around people and over people. She just feels so good. I really love that character.
Yeah. Revenant's like silence now also disrupts Mirage's like cloaked revive and Octane's auto heal, which I guess it should have done from the beginning because it's silence.
Yeah, but, I feel like we've had this revelation for like a few times over. Like they a lot of big balance updates. They're like, Revenant's thing now cancels this, and you're like, what? It didn't already? Like, shouldn't it just remove everything? I think Gibraltar's gun shield was one of them more recently, where you can't use the gun shield when you're silenced. It's like, it's a silence.
It's a silence.
It should cancel all passives, all abilities. Like, why didn't it?
Watson got a pretty interesting buff.
Good.
She now has a passive shield regen of half 0.5 HPS, so half of what Octane's current health regen rate is, but for her shields.
I like that, and I think it's on theme, and I think they'll turn it up.
Probably.
I think they'll buff it.
Because Octane's got turned from 0.5 to 1.
Yeah.
Like literally last season.
But I mean, we like
another Rampart buff. Pepe left.
Good, dude. Here's the thing. Here's what's fucking me up now is that I want to play aggressive every game, and then I don't ever want to play Watson or Rampart, and like.
Well, Rampart's buff are to basically explosive damage, still damage to her cover and Sheila for like twice as much.
Yeah.
They reduced that, so explosive damage now damages the cover and Sheila normally instead of inflicting like double damage.
That's fair. That's fair, I guess. It's just like what bothers me a lot is that competitive play. Obviously, the goal is to get first place, right? So you have Watson and you set up, and like that's the goal. But when you're playing casually, it's all about kills. Someone said earlier, Apex, I think it was Langslung, Apex is more satisfying than most BRs. And I think that's purely like in the variety of the game. Like PUBG, a lot of fights are going to be the same way. You know, people are going to be using the same guns. Maybe not, but you know, you're going to be peeking and shooting, and that's really it. Apex, you know, people complain about the abilities coming into Apex, that there are more abilities and the abilities are getting stronger, but it's like, that's what makes Apex Apex. That's what sets it apart from other battle royales, is that you have a squad of 3, they have a squad of 3. There's so many different combinations of shit that they could do now. There's so many different comps that they could have. You could have a completely different comp, and like, you have to be able to adjust and adapt and overcome in those situations. Oh, you know, they've got a lifeline. You gotta get aggressive after one knock and shit like that. And I already forgot where I started on this tangent.
Because we were talking about Ramparts,
right?
Shit.
Because I was talking about how like competitively, the end game is all about like fencing off the zone as Watson and playing defensively and stuff. So like, I love Watson as a character and I love Rampart as a character, but now I'm like in this spot where I just want to fight all the time, and I just have no and I'm good at it, and it's like, let me just fucking fly over the top. There's an amazing little snippet from when we played the other day in that big fucking game. I jump over the top of this building, I throw a fucking black hole down into the middle of this team, I just rinse one guy right off the bat, and it's like, that's what this game is about, right? I don't want to sit in the small circle. Like, we had one game when we were getting ready to play like that tournament, you, me, and Soko, and like the circle was getting small, and we had a Watson, I think you were Watson, and one team had a fucking Rampart, and we were just in this tiny little fucking closing circle, and it's like, I hate this shit. I hate it. I don't want this to be the game. And it's like, God, I really did love Rampart though, you know?
A couple more changes that I want to go over because I think they're kind of pog. They reworked the Mastiff. They nerfed pellet damage from 13 to 11.
But they made the grouping better?
But they increased the fire rate.
Oh, Okay.
So there's a dev note there that makes it so that they want the Mastiff to still have its own place in the shotgun brackets, but this change should... They've basically said Mastiff has been a little too dominant in close quarter combat because its spread is very forgiving and the high damage spikes. So this change reduces the high damage potential in order to limit the amount of 2 pumps players experience on the receiving end, which because I complained about that literally yesterday, but I was like, dude, or 2 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, I watched fucking Jerome.
What do I do? I fucking land.
Octane literally just
guy next to me has a Mastiff.
You're done, yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, I watched Jerome fucking 2-pump a dude while airborne. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I think that's an interesting way to do it because
every magazine.
The fire rate was...
Yeah.
Whew.
So I'm okay with that change. Wingman, they just buff the magazine, 1 bullet for every mag, including base.
It makes you wonder because I remember when they...
Remove the bullet.
When they nerfed it. And now it's like, what changed in that time?
Increased hipfire spread on the Hemlock.
They changed the headshot multiplier damage or something like that, right? On the Wingman?
Yeah. When they removed Skull Piercers.
Yeah, but then they added it back in the Skull Piercer, and then I think they still nerfed it. So maybe that's why.
Know.
Maybe that's why.
One thing that I'm kind of pogging about, for guns with fully locked attachment slots, like the fully gated gold weapons and most crate weapons, you can now remove the optic and replace it with a different sight.
Yeah, because gold...
Except for the only exception is the Kraber. Kraber has to come with
Kraber's a red gun. Yeah, Kraber's red. Yeah. That's different. I guess...
Yeah, but like...
Well, okay, no. Let me start over.
You can change optics on all red guns and gold guns.
Yeah, let me start over. Kraber has been the way it is since day one. Right? Yeah. Kraber is it's special. It is the only crate weapon that has been there since the beginning, and you have never been able to get it as full loot, and it has always been the PogChamp sniper. And imagine if someone could put a 4 to 10 digital threat on that shit, dude. That would be so fucked up. Like, so I don't blame them at all in that case. It's like the Kraber is its own special thing.
And they also made it so that gold weapons, gold ARs, always came with the 1 or 2 times gold.
I hated that.
They removed that, and the standard for that is now the 2x Bruiser,
which is way better. I think ask anybody. They prefer the 2x Bruiser on the R301.
Absolutely.
On the flatline.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just a better sight.
But being able to swap optics.
Yeah, because I know people who don't like the DT.
And stuff now.
So you can put like a 1 times on the Peacekeeper instead.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of pog. Also, a little quality of life thing. Assists and knocks have now been added to your squad's banner when at the end of a match. So like besides your skills, it also shows knockdowns that you made and assists.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Okay, well, assist is going to be interesting because we got a whole lot of kill stealing accusations flying around when we play. But also knocks is going to be really nice to see because of the number of times you fuck people up and then they get like that fucking time that I knocked that fucking Pathfinder and he self-res behind the shield and then you killed him and I didn't get the kill and I'm like fuming.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wait, hold on a second. Players being revived by a gold backpack will have a crackle of energy based on the tier armor that they wear. While the revive is taking place... this is for people to... Okay. If you see someone reviving using a gold backpack, you can see, they're wearing purple armor. We need to push that now.
Yeah, and you know what they're coming back with.
Yeah. That's cool.
Just a little visual.
Players on PC can now go back to the title screen from lobby to allow switching data centers without restarting the game. Oh, it's only been 2.5 years.
Holy fuck! Doesn't
fuck.
matter so much anymore, but yeah.
God fucking damn it, dude.
Hey man, maybe
you know what I want them to get rid of?
Maybe we're one step closer to custom lobbies.
You know what I want them to get rid of? The fucking animation when you pick up a squad mate's banner. Because the amount of times you die, because you're in a fight, you want to armor swap, and instead it just does the...
What they should do... No, they shouldn't remove that... They shouldn't remove that animation. I think that's very deliberate because, like, risk and reward. They should add another button to loot instead of picking up the banner.
Yeah.
But you can't armor swap with teammates. So, like, either way, like, is that really going to help? You know what I mean? If you pick up a teammate's armor and they're dead, it's going to be empty on you as well. That's a weird mechanic, like, in general.
Yeah.
The armor stuff, it's very specific, where...
Wait. Hold on.
You can only pick up enemies' armor for an armor swap.
Players can no longer use Sheila to get under the map when placed too close to the Phase Runner in Olympus. Huh?
What's the Phase Runner?
The Phase Runner is like the big teleport tube that goes around the map.
Yeah, that's just a collision thing, I guess.
Yeah, so apparently you can glitch yourself under the map.
Well, that's fun little analogy on Mordhau. And this is much less important in a game like Mordhau. But if you built a crossbow, a mounted crossbow next to a wall, you got on the crossbow and then got off, you would just be on the other side of that wall collision. Like you could just clip out of the map really easily. So I imagine it's something like that. It is like I said this way back when Olympus was first coming out and they were adding cars. It's like they've added something new and it's gonna have all sorts of strange interactions that's gonna fuck the game. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, this again, like the diversity of Apex is amazing, but you've got a lot of new ideas that are gonna have to be tested and shit's gonna happen. We had Crypto Drone, Rampart, gun, right? And like, shit was so again, that's two separate ideas that are completely like fresh ideas in the scope of the game. And I love them both. I love the Crypto Drone. I love the Rampart turret. And like, they hadn't ever done anything like that before in Apex. So they obviously weren't going to see it coming that you could just put one on top of the other and then fly around. We've had the cars like, I knew the cars are going to be fucked. I didn't know how, but I knew the cars are going to be fucked. And we saw now.
I remember doing that for the first time.
The jump pad.
Just bumping the car into the.
It's amazing, and it's like the most harmless fucking shit. But you know, like there's always going to be hiccups, and they'll iron it out. But
it's fucking fun.
Yeah, I'm always enthused by Apex compared to other battle royales for the level of variety, and I think maybe that also stems as well from me being a MOBA player, because
every character does something different.
Yeah, we saw like this new kind of phase for video games when like Overwatch was coming out, where suddenly everyone had to have a special ability. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 suddenly everyone had a fucking special ability in multiplayer, like shit like that. And
didn't they do it for Gears 5 multiplayer as well? I know Profane's in chat now, he'll probably be able to verify. Doesn't Gears 5 multiplayer have that same like ultimate ability mechanic now or some shit?
And like that stemmed from the MOBA craze. It's like definitely in Overwatch that stemmed from the MOBA craze. And like that has now bled into like all fucking aspects of the industry. Yeah. And Apex put it into the Battle Royale, like...
Gears 5 has a specific game mode filled with that overguard.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Apex just integrated it beautifully well. And like, as someone who is used to playing a game where there are 115 heroes and you have to know what every single one of them can do at any given time, that's such a cool thing. Like, that's something that I'm very good at. I
really like Apex. Respawn is doing a really good job at making every character uniquely different from the rest of the cast. Like, there's no character that... One could argue Bangalore's ult and Gibraltar's ult are similar, sure, but they still have different purposes.
And what I'll add
Gibraltar's
to that...
ult is to fucking kill motherfuckers. Bangalore's ult is more for, like, push them away from us while we get the fuck out.
Area denial in general is a huge thing. Yeah. And they are both good at area denial, but both of those characters play completely differently. Yeah. And...
But like, now we got Fuse.
What I'll also add to that is that those two were characters from day one, and still, yes, missiles falling from the sky is kind of their thing, but they're still, like you said, they have different purposes, right? So they weren't pushing the boat out in terms of flavor.
Like, similar thing as well.
I mean,
where like
she's fucking napalm.
The fucking napalm mortar, but. I'm still confused whether Fuse's napalm is meant to be area denial or just fuck shit up, because holy fuck, that fire hurts.
I mean, it's both.
And it comes out of nowhere. As soon as you hear the fucking... You're fucked. You know, it's like, oh, it's above me, I'm gone. You know what I mean? It's fucking...
Dude, I played Fuse like... I've barely played him. I played him for like the first time properly yesterday, and got an amazing...
He's fun.
Just right out of the gate, we dropped no guns, no nothing. I
love yeeting
and I just fucking
grenades, dude.
Arc star in the launcher, boom, straight onto this Lifeline's fucking face through a window. And I was like, dude, I fucking stuck that bitch, dude. Oh, it was so amazing. She died because, you know, no one had armor or anything.
Dude, Fuse is fun.
Yeah,
like, I definitely think his like passive with the grenades is fucking sick.
I didn't
being able to carry
really
twice as many
that.
and being able to fucking yeet those cunts.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, he can throw them
and
far.
like just again to sort of call because
plus his knuckle duster is kind of cool as well, like a little
knuckle class stuff.
Cluster
And it also has like a unique effect as well. Well, I guess Bangalore's does the same, like disorientation.
It has like a little stun, little stun thingy. Yeah.
But yeah, like just calling back to how unique everything is, and what I was talking about before with them adding stuff like the drones and the turrets, like that in itself is a promise, I guess, that they have a lot of interesting ideas up their sleeve for new shit. Because
I mean, it's even when we take breaks, like we didn't play towards the tail end of season 7, we didn't play that much. Like we both like kind of like whatever. But then like whenever, like it's typically like a week before a new season when they start hitting us with trailers of like new character reveal.
So many.
This is what
so
they do.
many fucking trailers.
Map change. Bang, cat cam, cat tree, 6 consoles, dog, drums, guitar controller, and I always get pretty like, let's dabble back into Apex, you know what I mean? And that's been consistent since the launch of the game.
Like, I think I have to play it before I get really excited about it again. And Soko was like, I don't know what it is, man, but like I feel like taking breaks from games is good for you. And I was like, maybe you're right, because I did.
I mean, dude,
when you play a game for a long time, like the mundanity, especially when you're like grinding ranked and stuff like that, it definitely wears you down, and your like
absolutely
optimism for each game is less and less and less, and whereas you take a break, you come back to it, you're like, oh yeah, this game's fun, and you play the game for fun, and you have fun, and then
exactly. So like, I definitely want to throw some more Apex in the mix again, because I'm enjoying the new season.
Yeah,
and it's a good time. Fuse is fun. I don't mind Kings Canyon anymore. Obviously, I still prefer Olympus, but I don't mind KC anymore.
Soko said, Kings Canyon's practically unrecognizable from its former self, and it's like, everything they've done has just made the map better. Like,
because this season has just made the map bigger,
right?
Adding an entire like new spot, new like section of land, and
what they did in World's Edge with like throwing in stuff like launch site and things like that is like they have just added areas that are really nice arenas, and they've done that consistently with Kings Canyon as well. There's like they've added. There's like a little research base here now that wasn't there before and stuff like that, and it's just like there's more stuff on the map.
Like these events that they do as well with the Caustic Town takeover now, and that stays on the map forever. You know what I mean? Like the crypto thing from last year still there.
I mean, look at
it's not just new seasons where they update maps. Like maps
look at labs.
Throughout the season.
Look at labs. Look at Gauntlet. Like. Yeah. Those are 2 locations that are incredibly unique and
got added in season 2, I think.
Really good to fight in general.
And it's season 8 now and still there.
Fucking love fighting in Gauntlet. Love dropping in Gauntlet. Love flying around. And like
Gauntlet's fun.
It's like, I mean, it makes sense, but they have gotten way better at level design. And like you can see that just from going
Olympus.
If you just go from vanilla Kings Canyon, World's Edge, Olympus, like that is such a fucking glow up.
I love how
for them to
each
go back
map looks
and
vastly different, and in playstyle also has like a different, where World's Edge is a lot of close quarters, a lot of like not a lot of like far range,
urban.
Then World's Edge came along and they were like, this is sniper map, dude. You can see for days.
I feel like I preferred. I still prefer older World's Edge to newer. Like I did like loved having Capital City. I didn't see the point of Harvester. Like that place sucked. It's a good arena, but having a big pit in the middle.
But like there was nothing ever there though, right? The Harvester didn't replace anything. It just got added.
Yeah, it just got added. Right? But
it was just like an empty space.
Yeah, they updated the map by adding hazards, and like that doesn't excite me at all. I really like
fair
that.
And now Olympus, completely different again. And Olympus has like. It's kind of a mix of both. There's a lot of like close quarters in Olympus, but there's also a lot of like, dude, I sit on this fucking rooftop, I can snipe a motherfucker all the way in fucking what's the place called? Elysium.
Yeah,
and
you also have cars, so like you're never. because running A to B, and you see this a lot on Kings Canyon still, is like you're so exposed. You're on top of market and someone's like leaving caves towards salvage, and you just like take pot shots, you'll probably get a knock. Like, it's so dumb. There was that one bit, like a guy got respawned outside of caves and we just fucking killed him from like 200 meters away. It's like, with the addition of the cars, and Waleed mentioned in chat, like, doesn't that really take away from sort of the urgency of the circle? But Apex, as battle royales go, that's not never really been a big deal in Apex. They've always had jump towers. You always have a lot of maneuverability.
Apex has always been very maneuverable.
Yeah. So it's not really so much about
I just like how every map comes like with a gimmick.
It's just a new way to get around.
Really something that tickles me. Like, every map has like a gimmick. Like, even if it's something small as like, oh, Kings Canyon has like the little loot ticks, and then fucking
I miss the
drones,
like, the drones. I miss those drones. They were really nice. And then
World's Edge, we got back to Kings Canyon, and suddenly they had flyers that had boxes, and then Olympus and World's Edge had the vault, and now Olympus had what did Olympus have? It's like a loot mechanic.
Good map.
Nothing.
Marvin's.
Does Olympus have like a Marvin's? Right, Marvin's.
They didn't have that from day one though. It was just
they didn't. It's like it got added like halfway in the season. I think the Marvin's got added.
I don't think it did.
And then we get back to KC, and now there's like these little fucking loot boxes that we shove a grenade in and fucking.
Yeah, those things are cool.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I fuck with it. Like, it's dope.
I don't know. It like I said, although Titanfall is still like very critically acclaimed shooters, obviously designing a competent shooter map is, I mean, a tale as old as time at this point, right? Like, you've seen however many shooters come and go before like Titanfall came around, and it's a very different idea. I think the challenges they faced in Titanfall, because they had that, like, they had all the like wall running and free running and shit like that, was like designing competent maps with that in mind. Whereas designing a BR map is very different. And like Call of Duty's initial approach was, oh, we'll just put a lot of our maps in a big map, right? And like, not only is that kind of fan service, but it also saves you some time, because you've got some really good designed maps that are going to be good arenas to fight in, and you can just plonk them in. So they didn't do that, as far as I know. They like, I haven't played Titanfall, but it seems like they put together some completely original maps. The only
thing that they copy pasted from Titanfall, until the repeater is an original gun, but the rest of the guns are all straight from Titanfall 1 and 2.
But yeah, like, it's just nuts, like, kind of seeing them all the maps evolve. Because before it was like, oh, change bad, right? But just based on how much we enjoy playing it now, seems like they've just gotten way better at what they do, especially with level design.
It's a good time, and like, Apex is a game that I'll always enjoy, like, diving back into.
Absolutely.
And having a crack at it.
Yeah, because you're never going to be disappointed, it feels like.
Nah, like, even when I get like salty at the game, I like shooters. I like a little bit of sweat, and Apex scratches that itch for me really well.
Yeah, well, I just mean, like, you could go away from it from a year, and you'll come back, and there'll be new stuff, and you're going to enjoy it all. It's not going to be like, oh, what, they got rid of this? Why? It's more like, dude, there's this now? Pop? Yeah, it's always better. Unless...
Just can't wait what they do. What I'm scared of, though,
I'm scared of Olympus leaving the map rotation, that's all I can say.
No, what I'm scared of is when the time comes that we're gonna get a new version of Olympus. I don't want them to butcher it because it's so good.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Do
you think we're gonna get a new version of World's Edge? I want a new version. Or are they just gonna skip it?
I want a new version of World's Edge just because. Well, okay. Like, again, vanilla map against vanilla map. I think World's Edge is far superior to Kings Canyon.
Yes, I agree.
Now, again,
but current maps, I think KC takes it for me.
But they've given KC a lot more love and attention. So, I mean, more town takeovers. Olympus is still my favorite, though. On World's Edge.
Olympus is my favorite.
Yeah, same here. Some World's Edge town takeovers would be cool.
What I want them to do with World's Edge is
fucking lava.
Maybe, but also do something about the top right of the map, like refinery. That area.
Yeah,
nobody fucking
Overlook,
wants to go there.
Refinery. Yeah, it's a big empty corner.
give that a nice little, a new, like, you know, brush that up a little bit, add something new, something interesting.
Because we got Trials.
If they get rid of Dome, I'm boycotting. All I'm saying. Don't touch Dome.
Is there anything besides Trials in Town Takeovers?
Town Takeovers? Mirage Voyage originated there.
Originated there, right. Because...
Which was like Mirage's Town Takeover.
Yeah, we definitely need some intrigue on the map. Because they... In fact... Well, I guess Trials wasn't the first Town Takeover, but they seemed to do a lot into making it interesting when they had, like, the little...
Was Octane's first, or was Wraith's? I think Octane was the first one,
Octane's was first, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember, like,
Wraith.
They did that whole thing where you could find a Prowler or something on the map as an Easter egg or whatever, as a little teaser to Bloodhound's thing. And you know, to build the intrigue that way.
Like dead Prowlers. Yeah. Like, you know, because they were being hunted.
Yeah.
The hunt.
And so, yeah, that's what it needs. And I guess it would be cool because the idea, the lore of the map is that the Hammond Robotics, whatever, is harvesting the fucking energy.
Yeah, the planet's core.
Yeah, so like, next version of the map, no more lava because it all got sucked out and we can just run around in those ravines or some shit would be great because I hate the lava. I think it's...
I would add a lot of verticality, which is scary.
Well, yeah, it depends how deep they are, I guess. But I mean, it can only... There's already a lot of verticality in that map, but I just hate hate the hazards. I hate that that's a thing. I think it's like still the only map with it, and I guess you could call it the map's gimmick.
I mean, no.
You couldn't fall off the edge of Olympus, but like falling into that...
Olympus is a lot of like just random spots in the center of the map that are just like, oh, there's a hole here, haha, bye.
Yeah, but when you've played the map a couple of times, it's okay. Whereas with like...
Sure, man.
I don't know. It just... World's Edge, it's so prominent that like... Yeah. And I know Swede has a big issue with the bottlenecks, but the fact that those bottlenecks, you're funneled into a fucking ravine that if you fall into, you're gonna basically lose control of your character for 5 seconds and taking damage as you fly out of the fucking thing. Like, all of that was just so dumb.
Yeah, I don't mind the lava down south where it's just like, oh yeah, you can walk through it, but you're gonna take damage. But it's the like slow down floaty.
Yeah, they destroyed Capital City, and I love that place.
True, they did destroy Capital City.
Unforgivable.
Shout out Skyhook though. Skyhook still stands.
Skyhook still stands, but it's not as cool. I don't know.
Not true. Next season, we'll have a rebuilt Capital City, bro?
I don't think
Capital City 2.0?
It doesn't fit with the map lore. That's the thing, you know?
I mean, bro, they can change that lore whenever they fucking want. It's their fucking... If they want to build a new Capital City, they'll find a way to explain it, you know what I mean?
I feel like it'll more go in the direction that Kings Canyon has, where it's like, now it's science facilities and stuff that have been kind of built up rather than... rebuilding what was there. So like maybe they'll cover up the ravines and shit like that, and then like there'll be little tent structures and more shit that's like a geyser, like those sort of structures.
Geyser. You didn't say geyser, guys.
No, but I said...
I'm blowing up Capital City 2 in 2 seasons, Pog. Yeah, long slim.
Yeah, they just fucking flatten it. They just raise the whole thing.
Next season we're gonna go there and it's like, oh, there's new buttons, and they're actually
demolition, and you like push one, and the whole city is just like.
The whole map is just gonna fucking pull a Fortnite and just turn into a black hole, and we'll not be able to play the game for like a week.
And then Horizon will be like, like fucking. Singularity, like whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Alright, we've been on this fucking tangent for a while.
Yeah, well, if it isn't WoW, it's Dungeons and Dragons. If it isn't Dungeons and Dragons, it's Apex.
It's Apex. But to recap, me and Duke aren't going anywhere. We're going to play some Mortal Kombat after this. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break while I switch scenes to the charity stuff, and I'm assuming Duke's going to go
I'm going to grab a bowl of food, and I will set up my stream as well.
Yeah, so we'll be back in a few minutes, but keep in mind
can't wait to kick your ass.
That the next segment is going to be charity streaming, !charity, !incentives, and all the good shit. I think the multi is still up, so like open that preemptively, I guess.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, I hate when we do this, because when it comes to editing the audio, I'm like, when do I cut this off? So can we just real quick say, thanks for watching the Pass the Salt podcast, everybody.
Actually, thanks for watching Pass the Podcast, everybody.
All right.
See you next time.
Then I can cut the audio there, and then we can talk about anything else. You know?
All right. So that means I can stop
Yes.
Audacity.